Guys, I hope you're ready. I know it's weird. We are doing this on Monday, and I don't have my right hand man, Mr. Eric White, here with me, which is feels very strange. But I was racing Midwest Drag Racing Series this weekend, and hey, listen, sometimes that's the way it goes. We couldn't do this on Saturday morning, so we're coming to you on Monday. So welcome to the Drag Drive Repeat News presented by Summit Racing for May 12th, 2025. Tons of updates, lots of news in this show from the Drag and Drive community. Donovan, Linwood, Bryon, Mackey build updates, the circuit block party, and the biggest weekend. I actually put some numbers together for the biggest weekend in Drag and Drive history. So let's kick this thing off and let's get to it, man. I'm kind of excited about this show. It's going to be fast, and we're going to move through it. So get your thinking caps on. We're getting down to it. All right, guys, like I said, it is me this morning. My name is Mike Narx. I am hosting this Drag Drive Repeat News that you're watching now. And Mr. Eric White's at work, man. I'm sad that he's got to do that. But hey, we had busy weekends this weekend. So let's get down into this thing, guys. Y'all know we can't do this without you. Race car friends make the world go round. I actually got to see a few race car friends this weekend. The Pierce family was racing with Midwest Drag Racing Series. So I got to see them and actually have an update on a brand new build, or not brand new build, but a new power adder that is coming to Drag and Drive, coming to Mega Week here in just a few weeks. That's never been on a Drag and Drive before. So it's going to be a great time to talk about that. It was great seeing them as well. They're one of our best race car friends. Getting to see them at Drag and Drive events, plus the events at Midwest Drag Racing Series 6 or 7 times a year, is always amazing. I love Tina and Dave, and Kinsey's out there. She's kicking butt, taking names. So it's going to be a good time. And y'all, we can't do this without our sponsors. So big shout out, Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Chains 3D, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Y'all, if you're spending some money, try and do it with these guys. We'd appreciate it so much because they support the Drag and Drive community. That's kind of why we like them. And, do what you can. Do what you can. Summit Racing's speed legacy began in 1968 as a one-man startup and is now the world's speed shop. With 4 facilities and 200 plus catalog editions, they fuel your passion, save you money, deliver fast, and offer top-notch customer service for more than 1,500 brands. Make sure to download the Summit Racing mobile app for easy access to speed parts. Find their socials: Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. They do a great job over there. Or the On All Cylinders podcast if you want some automotive discussions like this one. From humble origins to the social media lane, Summit Racing stands by your need for speed. Can't wait to hang out with Tommy and Jim soon here. I'm sure we're going to end up in the same spot at Sick Summer together. And hopefully, I know they'll be at Hot Rod Drag Week, but Tommy's going to be racing there. So we're going to be able to hang out with them while you're shopping on summitracing.com. Make sure you sneak over there, hit that Drag Drive Repeat tag there, and pick you up some, some shirts. Well, I was going to say some shirts. I'm not even wearing my shirt this morning. I'm supporting some Rocky Mountain Race Week today, but they've got shirts, hoodies, and the big brim hats like we need so badly for the upcoming events. All that is the Drag Drive Repeat and Summit Racing branded merch. Appreciate them doing that. Guys, let's talk about the circuit. I told you we're going fast. Get your hats on. This is going to be quick. The block party is officially a go. We announced it last week. I'm really excited about this. It's funny, we announced it Wednesday night that we could get everything going. Everything was set. And then I literally left for Midwest Drag Race Series Thursday morning. So I haven't had time to really work through anything yet. But Melissa, my wife, she did some stuff. She did some snooping. I think we can find out who the live band that will be playing that night at the Mexican restaurant there, right at the block party area. So we're going to have live music. We're going to have valve cover races, which somebody asked on the last episode, on episode 105 of the show. How do you race valve covers? Well, we didn't answer it there, but if you go to Hot Rod Hangout, Speed Shop and Diner, there's actually like, it shows you in previous valve cover racing events kind of how to put these things together. So pick out your favorite valve cover, get some wheels on that thing and race. We're going to be heads up racing valve covers. We're going to be heads up racing belt sanders. Yes, you heard that correctly. Gearhead Curios has a belt sander drag strip. We're going to be doing it. It's absolutely crazy. So we're going to dive into all of this stuff on Wednesday night, episode 106 of the Drag Driver Pete Show. And because of Camp Counselor Bob's awesomeness, we're also going to run a practice tree tournament during the event. It's going to be crazy. We are taking over Galena, Kansas with, I'm telling you, there's going to be 400 cars here. There's going to be 400 cars here. This is going to be something that we've never done before. We hosted a car show with in Rogers, but it literally rained and hailed right before and dropped about 30 degrees. So we only had about 100 cars come out for that. This, I'm telling you, this is going to be absolutely insane. Friday, June 27th, Galena, Kansas. I don't care. Obviously, if you're not racing the circuit, you are still welcome to come out and hang out. This is the circuit block party is going to be crazy, crazy, crazy. I love hosting these style events and did a lot of this. We actually hosted a monthly cruise night in downtown Rogers, Arkansas for nearly a year. And it's really a blast to just pack people in. Galena has about 200 parking spots along Main Street. So this is kind of a come and go as you want. Come hang out for 20, 30 minutes as a racer. Come hang out for 3 or 4 hours. We're going to have some fun. It's going to be a blast. So get that on your radar and get ready. All right. Driven Racing Oil event updates. This is a big one. We have a ton of fun stuff coming up. Driven Racing Oil is the performance engine oil that can do it all. GP1 is the ultimate oil for any race or performance application, whether launching hard at the drag strip, enduring the extreme heat of off-road and circle track, or pushing the limits in top fuel drag boats and demo derbies. Winning racers choose GP1. Compatible with engines from classic hot rods to cutting-edge race machines, GP1's unique surface cling and high zinc formulation ensures superior wear protection, particularly for flat tappet camshafts, while solving issues like cylinder washout with methanol and ethanol fuels. Crafted from the legendary Bradford, Pennsylvania base oil and enhanced with state-of-the-art additive packages, GP1 offers the best in protection and performance. Find Driven Racing Oil on drivenracingoil.com and all of their socials, Driven Racing Oil there. Love their follows. They have a ton of they have a wide range of stuff. You can find Bill talking about Volkswagens one day, vintage motorcycles another day. They just made a post about diesel engines all over the place. Great follow. And they're oil nerds, man. It's really amazing to watch them go through all that stuff. Well, y'all, it's race week. Bragging rights, streetcar bragging rights, race week. I just messaged Nate. I said, I have some serious FOMO right now. Being at home, I've almost looked at flights, but got a busy June, so I'm staying at the house. It's one of the hardest decisions I've made so far, bar none, is to not go to this event. Rockingham Dragway this weekend. If you're anywhere close, it says 5 days away on this, but I pulled the artwork from them. It's not 5 days away. 513 racers. 3 countries, 43 states represented, $112,000 in payouts. Insane. Big shout out to Nate Prater. This is not an event I will miss. I will not miss this event in 2026. I'm really kicking myself for missing it right now. Tons of drag and drive racers are going to be there. This is kind of like a drag and drive adjacent type race because there's so many racers that are there. Streetcar bragging rights presented by Vengeance Racing. Love our team, our friends down there, Ron Mowen. That shop is so great. It's going to be streaming live on Freedom Plus. So if you don't have the Freedom Plus package, you need to jump on and get it. They're taking over, man. I'm telling you, great stuff. Freedom Plus is awesome. And I'm going to be glued to the TV. I'm telling you, going to be glued to the TV for this one. Big event. I'm really sad I'm missing it. Big shout out to Nate. Man, tough not being there. I'll tell you that much. Next week, y'all, this really kicks off the season. We've had some rainouts. We've had events pushed back. Really, I don't think we've had many events here in the States since Sick Week. So we're into May now. This has been tough. It really, this year, I've missed, like, not that I've missed events, but I've missed drag and drive events. Man, we need more in March and April, guys. We need more events in February, March, and April. I know Sick Week takes out a ton of folks, but yeah, there's only 385 people there. There's more than 10,000 people in drag and drive. So come on, man. We need some more events early in the year to keep me going. So as we ramp up, Back to the Streets really kicks off what I would say is our drag and drive season. This is crazy time right now. So you still have time to get signed up. There's still the bounty on Austin Sanchez and Matt Walter. So get out there, get that money from them. If you can't make it to the event, which you need to, they're going to be streaming live on Motormania TV. So big shout out. Motormania TV has been a long time live streaming company with drag racing events, so they know what they're doing. They have a ton of great equipment, and they're going to be out there. Motormania TV for the live stream for Back to the Streets 2025, and I think it's free. I think they do that on YouTube and Facebook, so it's going to be crazy. Big shout out to Matt Lang. This is an event that he's been wanting to, he's been working on. I mean, this is the third year for it, but he's been working on this event with the move for a solid year. He's worked his absolute ass off doing this. 4 days of racing. We've got Muncie, Bunker Hill, Brown County. Have I mentioned Brown County? They're racing at Brown County. I can't. This is another one I wish I was going to. And then back at Muncie. And then they're running a big end banger on Sunday at Muncie Dragway. So this is going to be a crazy weekend. Crazy week, I guess, really. That's 5 days of racing. So get in it. It is a heads up, no prep, drag and drive. It's one of the only ways you can experience this. And Matt is giving people what they wanted. Everybody that's always on the outside of drag and drive always says, oh man, if it was heads up, I'd go. Well, this is your chance. Be a man, get to your word. If you said that you would do a heads up drag and drive, this is your chance right now. There's still a few spots available on there. Get down to it. See, I just got a message here from Olympic Street Car Shootout, which we will be featuring on Wednesday night. Oh man, yeah, this is exactly what I needed. Big shout out to the Olympic Streetcar team. We'll be covering this event again. We'll be featuring it like we did with the Baileytown Streetcar, Streetcar Shootout, Streetcar Challenge that we talked about last week. So this is another event, Olympic Streetcar Shootout, that we'll be talking about come Wednesday night, episode 106 of the Drag Driver Pete Show. This event is it's going to be a big one. It's also part of a weekend that is absolutely insane. So one thing real quick, back to the streets. Jesse Fox of 3G Video and Hard Target Images are going to be on site for Back to the Streets. So if you want photo packages, if you want the awesomeness that is going to be from this, have I mentioned Brown County? You need to get with these guys. Jesse Fox, Hard Target, and Hard Target Images will be on site for this drag and drive event. Going to be epic. I wish I was going to be there. Next event up is the craziest weekend of drag and drive history. I really don't know if we've ever seen anything like this to come across drag and drive in history. We have 4 events happening the weekend of May 29th through June 1st, all over the country. Sick on the Green kind of kicks off the weekend with May 29th through the 31st. Beach Bend Raceway. Last time they had nearly 100 cars. I figured they're going to have that many or more for this one. It looked like Sick on the Green was going to be absolutely epic. Tons of cars are planning to be there. So say 100 drag and drive racers are going to be there for the drag and drive class. Again, like a 50-mile cruise, 32 different ways to win. You can have the quickest 4-door. You can have the quickest Pro Charger, like Chuck Stefanski had. You can have the quickest Chevrolet, the quickest Buick, the quickest blah blah blah. I mean, it's like 30 different ways for you to get $1,000 each, and you can double them all up. So Chuck actually went down and went home with $3,000, which was pretty good. So Sick on the Green, May 29th through 31st, and Drop the Hammer 2025, presented by Steve Morris Race Engines. Y'all, Mid-Michigan Motorplex, one of the most beautiful places I've ever been in all of drag racing. I've visited 50 plus tracks. This is this place, I don't know. It's just so pretty. Like the amount of green grass that stretches out at Mid-Michigan Motorplex is awesome. Go from Mid-Michigan Motorplex to Lapeer International Dragway. Lapeer is one of the coolest places. They line the track because of sound ordinances. They line the track with containers that are stacked. So you can actually get on top of the containers. There's a whole seating area and everything up there. Gives you unparalleled access, unparalleled views from the top up there of the racetrack, and it's just an amazing place. So going to do that. Tons of cool route stops with Drop the Hammer. We're going to be talking about it on Wednesday night, episode 106 as well. Can't wait for that. I've messaged Carl Stansel to see kind of the car count. I know they had 60 plus last year, so obviously looking for probably more than that this year. I know Sick on the Green will kind of pull from their pool of racers as well, but being the second or third year for Drop the Hammer, they should have no problem getting to those kind of numbers or more. I don't know. Again, I haven't heard from Carl back on that, but again, another event we're going to be talking about on Wednesday night. And then Olympic Street Car Shootout, same weekend, Bremerton Dragway in Oregon. Y'all, this is so if you're paying attention, we've got Kentucky, we've got Michigan, and we've got Oregon. So it's 3 places there. At least 50 cars for Olympic Street Car Shootout. Again, this is the second event on the West Coast. So you have Redwood Rally and you have Olympic Street Car Shootout in the US. There's some stuff in Canada that's on that side too. But these 2 events are your way to get into drag and drive on that side. So please sign up if you are close anywhere over there to this event. This is going to be another good one. Again, we'll be diving deep into it on Wednesday night. And then let's see if I put in Rocky Mountain. Did I put Rocky Mountain? Yes. Okay. Rocky Mountain Race Week, Mega Week. Again, wearing my Rocky Mountain Race Week 2024 shirt here. Y'all, I don't know what to say about this event. 550 plus cars. The craziest thing Matt's ever done. This is the craziest event. 2 groups. We're literally racing all day at 4 different tracks. We're going to be at Tulsa Raceway Park on May 31st and June 1st. Y'all, nuts. The first 2 days at Tulsa are going to be they're going to be insane. One thing that's cool about what I do with Tulsa is that it also allows me the opportunity to feed all of this stuff to our more than 150,000 followers on Tulsa Raceway Park. So that's my goal. We're 2.5 weeks out. The promotion from Tulsa Raceway really, really ramps up now. I've got plans, that's 17 days. I've got 20 plus posts planned for the lead up to Rocky Mountain Race Week. It's going to be crazy. I want the stands as full as we can get them. We want people there. The cool thing is, once everybody sees all the cool cars in town on Saturday and then Sunday, and then everybody leaves, they're gone for the week. But when we come back, we're off Friday. So as those cars come in to town, people are going to see that movement again, right? And then we have the biggest shootout in drag and drive history right there with, it could be potentially a 400 car bracket race, depending on how many people sign up for the bracket side of stuff. So that's going to be crazy. The good thing is, once we come back, man, I hope and pray that we see some of the biggest crowds that a drag and drive has ever seen. This is going to be an insane event. If you're anywhere within, you know what? Screw it. Just get on an airplane. Come down to Rocky Mountain Race Week, Mega Week, Tulsa Raceway Park, or come to Ennis, come to Oklahoma City at Thunder Valley, come to Flying H, y'all, the first drag and drive at Flying H. I can't wait for everybody to see Flying H. It's one of the nicest tracks in the country. It's brand new, huge levels of parking for everyone. and the views from the parking area is amazing for flying H2. So it's like its own set of stands down there. It continually rises. So you have all of the great views from the pits. So it's going to be really, really cool to see everybody out there. So again, the craziest weekend, we're looking at 700 plus cars, maybe 800 cars, depending on the count for the like Sick on the Green, Drop the Hammer, and Olympic Street Car Shootout. 800 cars in a weekend for Drag and Drive that's 20% of what the world is going to do. And that's one weekend. Oh, man, we talked about this last year with Super Week when Drag Week and Rocky Mountain and what was the other one? There was Redwood Rally. We're all on the same week, and how that just amount of Drag and Drive content that gets put into the world changes everything. And guys, we saw it. Like Sick Week was harder to get into than it's ever been. There were more people in the stands. There's more people paying attention. And as we release these numbers and start looking at this and start telling like Drag Zine and Drag Coverage and Drag Illustrated about these things, the momentum picks up. That's what we need. So as you see posts come across from these events, Sick on the Green, Drop the Hammer, Michigan, Olympic Street Car Shootout, and Rocky Mountain Race Week, please, please, please share that stuff out. You're going to see these come across your feed. You're going to see cool stuff. Get in there. Be a part of the growth of Drag and Drive, y'all. We have to bring more people into this because I'm telling you, this is the best car community out there. Anyways, I'm going to get off my soapbox. 45 events for 2025 schedule. You can find all of these events. You can find links to these events right on our website, dragdriverpete.com/event list 2025, or just go to dragdriverpete.com. It's right up at the top. You'll see 2025 events. Huge, huge news for that. And again, thank you so much to Driven Racing Oil for their support and for being our event update sponsor. All right, Deech Works, y'all. This is a great update in this little part here. It's just a quick segment. Deech Works is the leading manufacturer of high performance fuel system components. The DW product line includes fuel injectors, fuel pumps, modules, fuel rails, regulators, filters, lines, and fittings. Surge tanks as well. Engineered to support power levels ranging from 400 to 2,200 horsepower. Since its founding, Deech Works has been committed to delivering quality, innovation, and precision to the automotive performance industry. Every DW product is built to maximize reliability and efficiency, ensuring optimal fueling solutions for racers, tuners, and performance enthusiasts worldwide. With a focus on engineering excellence and industry-leading customer support, Deech Works continues to drive the future of high-performance fueling. You can find it at deechworks.com. Their social media, primo stuff. Love it. They always have fun stuff going on over there. All right, our little update here for Deech Works stuff. A sponsored racer by Deech Works, Miss Holly Rops, Alex Rops. This is literally posted 2 days ago. This photo, if you're listening on the podcast, go over to YouTube, find it. They have no rear axle in the car at all. There's like in their Chevy SS, it's gone. Cute little picture here of Holly laid underneath there from working on it and getting it removed. And then they are upgrading the rear axle. Those cars are independent rear, so they're upgrading. I think they're staying independent rear, but they're upgrading axles, center diff, all that kind of stuff. And then they're also updating the fuel delivery system with a Deech Works setup, an X2 setup, which is a dual pump system. Obviously, they need that. They are right on the limit of what the fueling of that car could handle. So obviously, you make more power, you need more stuff. You'll remember Alex and Holly swapped 2 engines last year at Rocky Mountain Race Week, and 1.0 in the pits at Ennis finally had to basically throw in the towel after the first engine, I think, wasn't exactly what they needed. Ended up finishing the week in a rental car or somebody's borrowed tow rig. They told the story on the show before. I think it's like episode 85 or 7 or something like that. Coming from memory here, you can just search Rops on the Drag Driver Pete YouTube channel, and I'm sure it'll pop up. It's absolutely crazy. They were a nominee for our one of our Road King or toughest roadside repair presented by Molly Motorsports at the Drag and Drive Award. So it's probably, I think, mid 80s episode, something like that, when we talked about it. big shout out to them. I can't wait to see this car down there. And, I might actually message them too and see if we could get them on the show maybe next week. We've got a packed show this week for episode 106. So anyways, big shout out to Deechworks for, being a part of the program here and obviously taking care of racers. I mean, 400 to 2,200 horsepower should cover just about any drag and drive racer that's out there. I mean, there's some cars that obviously make more than that, but, 2,200 would get most anybody faster than they've ever been. All right, let's talk about some. Oh, hang on. You know what? Let's actually look at some comments here. Sorry, I've been doing this by myself. Is kind of tough. I'll tell you that much. Street Car Chronicles, Ryan Wing in here. He was on episode 105 and then stayed on with us and kind of helped us go over the rest of the show. Brandon Parker in here talking about race cat friends. Being gone all weekend, it was kind of fun coming home. And Rosie, our oldest cat, she's my buddy. And so as soon as I got home, she came out of the bedroom, ran down the hallway, jumped up on the couch, and we've been buddies since. So it's she hasn't really left my side much since I've been home. I'll tell you that much. Carl Steamy, tough to have a beer when you go live during work hours. I know, man. It's so weird to be on a Monday, but hey, we got to give you guys this news, man. Eric and I were both messaging all weekend. Look at this, look at this, look at this. And so, it's one of the hardest parts about doing extracurricular drag racing stuff with the Midwest is I don't have all this time for you guys. Jeremy Ortiz in here. He's going. He said, let's go. He's headed to Streetcar Bragging Rights. Man, again, an event I wish I was there. Chris Lake Jr. in here. Hard Target Images saying thank you for the shout out. Again, he will be at Back to the Streets shooting over, or drop the hammer. He'll be over there for, well, maybe both events. Be over there talking to those guys and shooting photos of them. So if you're not following Hard Target Images, please do that. And then, hey, Ken's Drag and Drive Life UK says, hey, y'all, guess it's morning there. Yes, it is. It is morning here. He's over, obviously, in the UK. Big shout out to him for running the Drag and Drive UK Life page over there. And then, Neil Sabo here saying he has his Rocky Mountain Race Week 2022 shirt on this morning. Ken saying, I'm not getting no sleep that week watching the stream. Wish I could come, but Sweden is my one this year. Man, hey, I understand. We'd love to have you back here in the States for sure. Need to figure out a way to do that as well. But he'll be at Street Week Sweden. So maybe we make Ken White our like UK liaison for Drag Driver Pete. That would be awesome. And then Hot Rod Hangout Speed Shop and Diner in here saying good afternoon, guys. Great to see him. Can't wait to hang out with them. And again, big shout out to them. They were instrumental when I say this, in the block party for Galena, Kansas. Thank you so much. Appreciate you guys and all the support that you provide us. Can't wait to hang out with them. And if you haven't been to Galena and you haven't been to Hot Rod Hangout Speed Shop and Diner, you need to do that. It's a super cool place. And you need to follow them on Facebook and Instagram, see what all they got going on over there. Okay, let's jump into Car Change 3D segment. I've got about 25 minutes here before I've got to go. So we're gonna go fast. So thank you for the comments ahead of time. Appreciate that. Car Change 3D should be your first choice for custom 3D printed parts for your project car. Corey can take your idea to reality. Maybe you're looking for that special car guy gift they can't get anywhere else. Corey can produce one-off keychains and hats for that special person's special car. For more, find more at carchange3d.com or on social by searching CarChange3D on Instagram and Facebook. And I know we talk about special car gifts and things like that and that, but also if you have someone that is making the move to like a Holly or some kind of, Tinker Dash or something like that, he now has 5th gen Camaro dashes that you can pick up. Right there, you can see, obviously, the unit is not in there. I think that's probably a Holly 12.3 dash that would go in that one. And Corey's one of the only people that are producing dashes that are direct fit, easy to install, that can fit those kind of dashes. Like in right here, you can see on the left, that is the 5th gen on the left. I apologize. 5th gen on the left. That's not, it looks like a Fuel Tech setup there if I'm looking at that right. And then a Holly 12.3 dash on the F body for the Firebird there on the right. Oh man, Eric White in here saying good morning to everybody. All right. So again, you need to, if you need dash stuff, if you need really anything 3D printed, Corey is probably your go-to guy. He can make things like that happen pretty quickly, and he just has a great eye for that stuff. So he's constantly creating new stuff. You guys saw the cup holders there. He created those as well for different shifters. This one here, I think, is the Motion Racework shifter, so he can do it as well. All right, and then our story for this week with Car Change 3D is Kinsey Pierce. This is Tina and Dave Pierce's daughter. This truck is super cool, man. I think, just one quarter-mile pass. She was getting her NHRA licensing this weekend. You can find the Tina Pierce Racing Facebook page and see this truck run several different passes. But she ran an 887, I think, something like that, for the weekend. This is a compressed air supercharging setup in this truck, stock bottom end LS, and goes to 880s. I mean, like literally stock rods, stock crank. I think David said he did put pistons in it just to handle the extra boost and stuff like that. 880s. This truck is going on Mega Week. From what I can figure out, this is going to be the first compressed air supercharging truck, or first compressed air supercharging deal on any drag and drive anywhere. So this is going to be pretty awesome. They're really pushing the boundaries. Dave and I talked, and he's excited about that. They are working on a new system that will be very street car friendly. And I think this is probably, I mean, this is another great opportunity. You guys have seen Casey Max, you've seen Randy Westmoreland put compressed air supercharging on their stuff. Mark Griffin races in the Midwest Drag Racing Series with his Camaro, his first gen Camaro that's on compressed air. This is a crazy setup, man. It's like basically scuba tanks that they go through and fill up, and it literally compressed air supercharges the engine, so boost and everything makes the same, right? It's your brain is literally saying what you think it's saying, but there's no supercharger, there's no turbo, there's no anything like that, so there's no real heat increase. So what they're actually seeing is like intake temps drop drastically, plus it cleans up a lot of stuff too. So really an interesting setup. What's really cool is your car will run the same no matter what, because it is creating its own atmosphere. Literally, it there's a huge valve blade that covers. There's no outside air that comes into this setup, and it's literally compressing air from two scuba style tanks into the engine. So your car would run the same at Bandamere as it would in 3500 DA, 5500 DA, or I would even think negative 300 DA. So this could be, you're really looking at a system that can really could be great for people that need the same thing every time, like a top sportsman car, top dragsters, bracket guys running in these index classes, like what's coming up on Mega Week. So we're gonna talk to Dave Pierce. They are one of the teams we are following at Mega Week. They are bringing the Nova, the twin turbo LS Nova that she's known for. That car's been 200. Tina's the second fastest female in drag and drive, so they're going to be in the Nova. Kinsey, I would think maybe Dave is going to be the co-pilot for the truck. I don't really know yet. I don't know how that's going to work. I didn't ask that, because I was asking, how are you going to fill up these scuba tanks while you're on the drive? So he said they're bringing their own compressor and all this kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. But I'm excited. This will be again, a record-breaking event. 550 plus cars. Now, the first compressed air supercharged truck that's out there, or car that's going to be in drag and drive. We're on the very, very leading edge of this compressed air supercharging, and having folks like Casey Max and Randy Westmoreland, and obviously Tina and Dave Pierce, they've added onto their shop. They're doing a lot of R&D for this compressor supercharging, because Dave loves it. He says it really works so well because you're actually decreasing the heat inside the engine. So I'm excited about that. It's going to be really cool. In other car news here, Tyler Garlock, you guys will remember him. He had the stick shift SN95 car. He has moved to what he is calling Smudge, which is this Fairmont here. two-door Fairmont. I love the way these cars look. I think I'm an 80s baby, so I think that means you've got to like blocky square stuff. It's like this car here, absolutely insane. He took it out to the track this weekend, got some bugs sorted out. He said, got to make some test laps in Smudge, went well and made great power, trapped almost 140 miles an hour in the eighth. Let's go. That's awesome. Need to dial in the suspension and get it to hook. Now, Tyler lives up in the north, so they are just getting their tracks open and just getting running. We would love to see him make the trip down here and see some events that are coming up. I'm sure he has some drag and drive events that are on his schedule, but it's really cool to see a guy go from a very well performing SN95 car, very well performing drag and drive car, into building a brand new car. This car will be faster, it's lighter, all that kind of stuff than what the other car was. So super cool. Another car we're following in the build process. And then Donovan Linwood, we've talked about this car for months. This thing looks just chef's kiss, bro. Cannot wait to hear the story about this. He said he drove it over the weekend and got it on the dyno. So if you're not following Donovan Linwood on Facebook, I highly recommend it. You can actually hear it on the dyno. I didn't see a number in there. Maybe he's not releasing that. But super nice car. Huge upgrades over the last year. I would say almost year. They've upgraded the cage with a new, more race chassis. They've put new torque boxes in, solid roller valve train, new Trick Flow 245 heads. They put a gear vendor on it and mini tubs. This car is going to be wild. They narrowed the rear end a few inches. I mean, like, this thing is going to be a brand new car when he gets it out. And look at the stance on that thing, man. It just sits absolutely perfect. I've reached out to him and sent a message asking if he would be on the show on Wednesday night, episode 106. So we'll see. Obviously, we're going to really start leaning on our Mega Week updates. A lot of Mega Week cars to talk about. I mean, more than 500 unique cars will be there on site. Daniel Johansson here says, wish I could get some sponsors so I could come over to the U.S. to go to more events than just Sick Week. Yes, buddy, we would love to have you over here. You get all the fun on your side of the pond, man. Hey, there are definitely some more events that are happening across the world, but nothing like what's going on in the U.S., man. It's absolutely crazy to see all the events that are over here. Again, 45 events and 35 of those here in the U.S. So pretty wild. All right. Again, thank you so much to Corey at Car Change 3D. If you're looking for something super cool for your car, jump over to him, or you're looking for that gift. Father's Day's coming up, so you can actually get a keychain or a hat made that would actually have their own car on it, not just something that looks similar. So pretty cool. Molly Motorsports, can't wait. Eric Grillo getting fired up for Rocky Mountain Raceway. He's going to be in his stick shift Nova, and y'all, he's ran 10-0s last year at 1.0. So maybe we'll see something that's maybe starts with a 9. I don't know. I know that guy's very consistent, and it's just awesome to have sponsors that are also drag and drive racers. So attention, high performance enthusiasts and racers, meet the Molly Motorsport Power Pack Kit, your ultimate solution for power packed performance. The Power Pack pistons are made from either 4032 aluminum alloy to allow for tighter cylinder to wall clearances and improved temperature stability, or 2618 alloy to allow for increased detonation resistance. What sets Molly apart? Forged pistons, Grafal coating, and phosphate treatment for peak performance and durability. Plus, their R&D department is pretty freaking awesome. We've talked to George and we talk to Eric all the time. Elevate your ride with Molly Motorsports, where performance meets precision. Visit mollymotorsport.com for details. For the podcast listeners, Molly is spelled Mahle. So if you're looking for that stuff, get over there. The gentleman's agreement is simply this: we love what we do on this side. We're going to keep continuing to provide content for you guys, but we need you guys to follow. That's what we're asking. We'll do this, you do that. It'll be great. We can't confirm that you do it, and that's kind of the gentleman's agreement. We're going to do what we say. You do what you say. Thank you again to our race car friends for being here. You guys are awesome. I know it's Monday morning. It's pretty strange for us to be on Monday morning. Yes, listeners, it's not weird to be listening Mondays, but thank you so much for being around. We really appreciate what you guys allow for us here at Drag Driver Pete, and thank you so much to our sponsors. They really make the world go round. Oh, this is the old picture here: Summit Racing, Molly Motorsports, Deech Works, Driven Racing Oil. That's an old picture too. Sorry. Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, PowerTube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. You guys are awesome. Howard's Cam segment. Let's talk about this right here. A few more community pieces here, and then we are good to go. It looks like I will make my timeline here.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Harris from the Monoxide Podcast. Real quick, Howard's Cams was founded as a racing cam manufacturer almost 80 years ago when Howard Johansson created Howard's Power and Racing Equipment in 1945. Howard's Cams has always used on-track experience to design the most powerful designs, and today they have an even greater group of experienced racers in circle track, drag racing, road race, mud bog, and marine. They use all this input plus the most advanced computer software to design the most competitive race-winning products. From pioneers in drag racing and oval track to cutting-edge marine development, Howard's Cams is at the forefront of the industry. So make sure to reach out to our friend Luke B for your next valve train upgrade.
All right, Howard's Cams again. Shout out to Luke B. He's awesome, man. Fast Act Racing made their way out to the event at US 131. Ran down an 8.5921 in the car. First time out this year with the Baker Engineering engine. They basically went down, refreshed that whole setup. It had more than 318 or 370 passes. I can't remember off the top of my head, but made their way down to US 131. Torque Storm superchargers, dust off race this weekend, and the car didn't disappoint. He said, we had an awesome weekend of racing and hanging out with friends and family. Yesterday, we were a little all over the place, but started finding our groove as we managed our way through eliminations. Wound up facing off with the Go Fast Productions Acadian in the final and came up a little short. So pretty awesome for your first time out to take second place. Overall, we learned a lot. Any weekend we can go rounds is promising for our program. As always, what we are able to do event after event isn't without the support of our amazing partners. We can't thank them enough. So big shout out to Bryon Acton and Jay Blanchard for the Fast Act Racing Nova going out there, just absolutely cracking off times, man. To put down an 8:59 your first weekend out, it just shows the ability of those two guys, man. They're some of the toughest 850 competitors that are out there right now. I mean, you've got there's 10 people within that 850 class that just absolutely can dominate at any time. And to go out the first event and be that close to it and end up in the finals, man, it's pretty awesome. All right. And then one car that I should have been following here more and more, but Brian Mackey made a post yesterday or day before in the Rocky Mountain Race Weekers page. If you guys aren't following that, you need to jump in that group as well. For his Falcon, Falcon Wagon here pictured, they are pulling a trailer, and he asked essentially, because we're not in the mountains, because used to there was a rule that if they were driving in the mountains, your trailer had to have trailer brakes, simply because a lot of those descents were insane, and guys were actually using their trailer brakes to help keep their race car from going crazy. So Bryon asked Cut and Grind Garage on TikTok and YouTube, if you haven't found it yet, they're amazing. Is there still a trailer brake rule for cars with race brakes, even though there won't be mountain drives? And Matt has said, since we are in Oklahoma and Texas and now Missouri, that no trailer brakes are needed this year because we're not in the mountains. Now, once Bandamir's built, you guys know they're going back to the mountains. So if you are building a trailer, I would highly recommend you begin to put those on. But obviously, if I'm on there looking at Bryan's car, they're doing a lot of updates to this car as well. So Rocky Mountain Race Week, Mega Week here, again, just in 2.5 weeks. Excited about that. But look at the changes here. I think this car was big block Ford before. And Jamie Mackey, Bryan's wife, runs a Country Squire wagon that was pulling a teardrop on 666. And she has a turbo inline 6. Well, I'm sure Bryon, wanting to get into the action here, jumped in, and they are going next level with this engine. It's absolutely crazy. Some of the cool stuff they've done. Huge turbo. You can see it there on the front. Inline Ford 300. This is one of the few builds of these across the country. You guys know these things are, they're just absolutely stout, rock bottom end, just crazy engines, and they're going to take it off to the next level. So you can see the huge tires that he's going to run on this thing. He's putting a Holley Dominator ECU in it. Like, these are the kind of things we love. These things are what makes it amazing, right? So this is going to be a cool car to watch on Rocky Mountain Race Week Mega Week. He said they are absolutely thrashing. You guys can see on the back panel of the car there, it is completely removable because it was too hard to get the tire off. So Bryon actually put it together. It's Zeus fastened on. Super cool setup for this car. But I'm really excited to see this inline six. Obviously, in Jamie's car, it's fast and fun. This car is a completely different level of car. This car is a full-blown race car, and going Holley Dominator ECU is going to be wild to see the level of stuff that he can get done with it. Now, I don't know the trans setup or anything like that on it, but amazing build. Cut and Grind Garage on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok over there for them. And then the last little bit here, PowerTube TV is your destination for automotive entertainment. Get on there, jump in there, do all the fun stuff for them. You can find our shows. You can find other content from top creators. They're racing Pinks 2.0. This is going to have its own full-on show. This is going to be awesome. Winner take all, 8-car shootout. Winner's getting 7 new cars. This, man, absolutely wild. Rockingham Dragway Power Fest, June 13th and 14th. Again, another event I wish I was going to be on site for. This is going to be crazy, man. They've got a ton of stuff going on that weekend, but they're shooting Pinks 2.0. This ought to make for one of the coolest events ever. And we talked about all the drag and drive racers that are going to be there. You know, James Rowlett, Sean, the What in a Way guy. He's got Richard Guido. He's got Kyle Williams and Matt Blasco helping with his car. I think it's a Buick or Pontiac or something like that. So there's a lot of drag and drive racers that are going to be involved in this. I keep saying drag and drive racers, but really they're drag racers, and that's what they did mostly. But we're talking about them because they're drag and drive guys too. So it's really, really cool to see this come about, and an 8-car field and somebody wins 7 cars. I think that's super, super awesome. What I think would be fun, I was thinking about this before the show too. It'd be really neat to see a Pinks where if you win, like you win the car you beat, but then if you lose your car. So you still kind of like everybody kind of ends up with cars, you know, throughout the show. So whoever you beat, you end up with their car. And then, you know, if you lose, you would lose your ride. I think that would be kind of a fun format as well, and would probably draw a few more people in because they could still walk away with something, except for the first round losers. They'd be gone. So anyways, Pinks 2.0 going to be awesome. PowerTube TV, find our shows. You find, man, there's like 40 different shows on that thing that they run through. They've got a full podcast channel. They've got off-road stuff. They've got a builds channel that's literally, creators that build cars to update all the stuff. It's a great setup, and it's free. PowerTube TV, wherever you find all that stuff. And again, old setup here, old photo, but thank you so much for being our race car friends. I'm literally right at time. I've got to go here in about 3 minutes. So thank you for being our race car friends. You guys are awesome. Love you so much. Thank you so much for the support you continually give to us. And then thank you to our sponsors, Summit Racing, Deech Works, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Car Chains 3D, WAF Racing, Performer Built Transmissions, J-Wire Solutions, Howard's Cams, Sweet Patina, PowerTube TV, and Racing Junk Classifieds. Guys, we'll see you on Wednesday night for the Drag Drive Repeat Show, episode 106.